welcome to the Raptors Show, powered by DoorDash on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. I'm your host, Will Lou. A reminder, we're streaming live on Sportsnet's YouTube channel and airing live on Sportsnet 360 Monday to Friday between 2 and 3 p.m. I am joined by producer and co-host Alex Wong. It was a blessed weekend for Raptor fans. Back-to-back wins. To be honest, we were not expecting that, and that's what makes it so sweet as the Raptors defeat the Phoenix Suns and the Denver Nuggets within the span of, I think, about 25 hours. How you doing, Alex?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Glorious weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of things happening. You know, the Blue Jays added a starting pitcher.
What?
Pixar put out a movie based in Toronto.
I saw that.
Did you see Drake got cornrows?
I also saw that. Yeah.
And like you mentioned, the Raptors won the 2 games. How excited are you today that the Raptors have now won 3 in a row on the road? And honestly, do you agree with me? I think the Denver win was the best win of the season.
Yeah, I mean that feels a little too far from me, man.
All right, pick another one then.
The Miami triple overtime game.
Oh yeah, but okay, fine.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, Fred put in too many minutes, and that's why Armani Brooks started.
I thought
on
Armani
Saturday.
was decent. Got a lot of deflections.
Okay.
Yeah,
30 seconds on Armani Brooks. What did you see from Armani Brooks?
I mean, I didn't know that much to expect from him, other than I knew he was a 3-point shooter. All 4 of his attempts are threes in that game, which offensively makes sense. I think we discussed on the episode with Blake Murphy last Tuesday that 85% of his NBA field goal attempts have been from 3. So we know what he does offensively. I didn't know what he was going to do defensively. I'm not sure he's going to do it all the time, but fairly athletic. Got up there for a couple of rebounds. The Raptors' scheme originally was to send the help from the point guard and trying to swipe at the ball, basically the Fred role. And he actually did get Jokic once or twice with his help defense. So I was pleasantly surprised, considering I generally don't expect anything from 10-day guys. But good for him, man, and good for Nick for the surprise. He said, "Surprise! I'm going to start my 10-day contract player at point guard." And it didn't close with that lineup, but it worked enough. It's not like he got torched or anything. So,
yeah,
good for him.
No,
I'm
lots
happy for him.
to talk about from these 2 wins. Where should we start? You want to start with the fourth quarter lineup against Denver?
Let's do it.
Got the Raptors the victory. So, we were doing cult heroes last week, and I feel like we need to induct this 5-man lineup into the cult hero Hall of Fame. Scotty, Delano, Thad Young, Chris Boucher, Kem Birch. How are you feeling? So the Raptors are going into the fourth quarter. They had fought pretty valiantly, but it looked like it was going to be one of those schedule losses, moral victories, no Fred VanVleet. And Nick decides to put those 5 guys out there, get Pascal some rest, because I think he was at like 33 minutes after 3 quarters. What was your reaction when you saw Nick go with that lineup to start the final 12 minutes?
Yeah, I was a little queasy. I think you just don't expect that lineup to work, especially as well as it did. And you got to give those guys a lot of credit, because I think for Nick, I mean, look, he needed to find a group that would actually defend for him. I think after the game, Nick just casually dropped. I was like, yeah, we had like 13 different schemes out there. I'm like, you know what? This would sound like an exaggeration from any other coach. But for Nick, I'm like, yeah, it's believable. It's believable that you had 13. It's like, Nick Nurse is like Mark Burley. He has like 13 different pitches. Is that a thing? Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Mr. Sportsnet tonight?
Yeah. You coming for Shai Davidi's job? No, Nick, Masai called him a mad scientist, right?
Yeah.
And
that was a mad scientist kind of thing.
Yeah, that was a mad scientist kind of thing. And shouts to Nick post-game, like you mentioned. He was wearing a sports jacket with the NN hat. I never seen him wear that combo before. So
Did he do that after the championship?
Did he?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
he got the championship.
Yeah, he might have been wearing the championship. But yeah, I'm running out of hats, man. Speed hat coming back soon.
No.
But yeah, so that 5-man lineup worked really well.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like they were getting 4 offensive opportunities every time down with the offensive rebounding. Like, what did you see from those 5 guys? Like, how did they turn that game around? And the Raptors ended up finishing the game. They had a 31-11 run there in the fourth. What did you see from those 5 guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing is defense. For the first 3 quarters, Denver was just getting to the rim at will. Like, I think they might have had like 25 layups in the 3 quarters. It was just too much. It was really too much. You can understand Jokic, like, getting single coverage against Precious Achiuwa on the post. And I think Precious is a good defender, but, like, come on. Like, there's just a big size differential there. He's going to get to the rim. He's got great touch. He's going to finish. But it's like everybody else was getting to the rim as well. And that's the thing with Denver. You really have to cut off Jokic. And if you can't cut off Jokic, at least cut off the rest of these guys, because most of these guys are not household names. Let's be honest, and with all due respect to all these guys. But defensively, need to find something. And that's where, with that group, when You don't even have a smallest guy on the floor. Every single guy on the team on the floor that night was 6'9". Like Delano, Scotty, Thad, Chris Boucher, who's taller than 6'9", and also Kem Birch. Like, you could switch a lot of those matchups, but the Raptors, what they were doing at the start of that quarter, they were trying to guard against Denver's bench, and Denver's bench plays a lot through DeMarcus Cousins, and they played this sort of modified zone coverage where they made Cousins try to finish through a couple bodies at the on his drives to the basket, and he really had a bad quarter. I thought DeMarcus Cousins, Raptors were able to run off their misses, and that's where they were able to sort of first get the game back in control, because Denver had gone up 8. It looked like, okay, maybe the Raptors just might let go of the rope here. But that group rallied. They took the lead. Then Mike Malone calls timeout. He puts Nikola Jokic into the game. And then that's when I was like, okay, well, you've shown that you can stop Denver's bench. A lot of teams can do that. But can you stop the reigning MVP? And what I saw from that period where Jokic played 5 minutes in the fourth quarter there, he didn't have a single point. And more importantly, he didn't even touch the ball, like in a meaningful way, because the Raptors did such a good job of fronting the post, using their length, because you saw at the start of that thing, and I made a video about this over the weekend. That's how excited I was. Started doing, extracurriculars, okay? Just as my hobby, I decided to
putting
open
this
up
on your
Adobe.
resume? What's going on?
Yeah, that's right. I put this on my resume that I can use Adobe Premiere Pro. But like, one of the first sequences when Jokic got into the game, Delano Banton got switched on him. And usually, if your point guard gets switched onto the opposing center, and that center is Nikola Jokic, it is, you're sounding the fire alarms. Everybody's going to have to surround him defensively. You might even have to take a foul or something like that, because that's usually such a big mismatch. However, you're looking at a 6'9" guy. So Delano is able to front the post, which means he's going to try to get in front between the ball and Jokic, and he's going to try to make them pass over the top, or basically just dissuade the pass to him overall, right? We know where he wants to get the ball in the post. I thought the rest of the teammates did a really great job in terms of like whoever was guarding the perimeter and trying to get the post entry pass in, they were also pressuring as well. But like throughout that quarter, whether it was Delano, whether it was Scotty, whether it was Chris Boucher, whether it was Thad Young, whether it was Kem Birch, like anybody who switched on to Jokic, they denied him the ball. And the reality is the rest of that Denver Nuggets team is not very good. So if it's okay if Will Barton wants to take Kem Birch off the dribble, yeah, he might score a layup, but like that's not at least Jokic taking a shot. And you saw overwhelmingly that the Nuggets couldn't generate offense. And it got to the point where because of how frustrating it was for Jokic, obviously his team's losing the game. They're playing 5 games in 7 nights. I'm sure there was some fatigue involved in that. But more importantly, the Raptors were being physical with him, denying him the ball. And he started like bumping Scotty around. There was one play where he got called for an offensive foul when he just was running up the floor, and he bodied, Scotty, who was trying to pick him up, and he complained to the refs about it. I mean, it was a clear foul in my opinion, but whatever. Then he had like 3 or 4 more plays where he subtly tried to bump Scotty, and not even like in a dirty way, just like a get off me so I can get the screen, get some separation to try to attack this little gap, because they weren't giving him any space at all to breathe. And that's where the Raptors like were insistent. Like they just refused to let him get the ball. And even on the very last play, when the Raptors pretty much had this game wrapped up, Scotty Barnes takes his guy one-on-one, scores. Raptors are up 8 with about a minute plus left. The Nuggets come back. They need to get a bucket in that situation. Jokic bumps Scotty. He gets the switch on to Chris Boucher, which out of all those guys, you might think, well, okay, Chris is the slightest guy out there against Jokic. What's going to happen? They throw the entry pass to Jokic, and Chris dives to get in front and tip out the pass. The Raptors break the other way. I think Pascal finds Thad Young for a fast break layup. The Raptors are up 10 at this point. And when the camera panned over, the entire Raptors bench, including coaches, shout out Jamal McGlure, coming out to the floor and literally peeling Chris off the floor. That's how hard these guys were playing, that Chris was just like on the floor the whole possession as the Raptors finished the play. They're going the other way. So that was just beautiful effort, and I'm really happy for the guys. Like, this is like a win that you don't expect to get. Back-to-back in Denver is a scheduled loss, as you mentioned, but the Raptors would not accept that. And there's just so many positives to come out of this weekend where, I mean, we should really be talking more even about the Phoenix game, because that was also an exhilarating game. But the Raptors, they one up themselves.
Yeah, no, they did. And shouts to soon-to-be friend of the program, Chris Boucher, like you mentioned.
What do you mean soon? We've always been friends.
21 points, 13 rebounds, 9 offensive rebounds. So the Raptors had 23 offensive rebounds. That's ridiculous. 102 field goal attempts to Denver's 78. That's a pretty good formula to get a win on the road. But yeah, shouts to Chris. I mean, so many guys. I mean, even Precious.
Oh, especially Precious.
In the starting lineup.
So I know I dropped this already in the reaction podcast after the game. But you know, Precious Achiuwa is shooting a higher 3-point percentage than Kyle Lowry is right now, which is pretty wild, I know.
So we won the sign and trade?
No, I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying that's really impressive on Precious's part. He was, 4 of 6 from 3?
Yeah, career high 4 threes.
And Nick Nurse, when asked about, hey, why did you start Precious over Khem Birch? Nick's explanation was, I wanted some spacing out there. So he's looking at Precious and he's like, that's a shooter.
Yeah, you couldn't have said that 2 months ago.
No, but he's shooting 37, not even like recently, not like over the last, like, since the All-Star break, he's shooting whatever. No, on the season, Precious Achiuwa is shooting 37% from 3. If you told me that coming into the year, I would not have believed you. So good on Precious. Good, obviously, on the coaching staff for working with him on the shooting, but they've been great, and they were really timely. He keeps doing it in the fourth quarter, although he didn't really check in to the fourth quarter against Denver, but he didn't need to.
Yeah, we need to show some love to Scotty Barnes, too, obviously, because he's just been playing out of this world, and I almost feel like he is just making like a leap and then another leap like within this rookie season. And you talk about having an MVP on the court, the Nuggets had Nikola Jokic. Like, I don't know, man. Scotty, as a rookie, was really, like, from a lot of that Denver game, just looked like the best player on the floor. 25 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists. People, want him to get more shot attempts. He was 11 of 20 in the 39 minutes. I mean, I know it seems like we come in here every week now. We're just showering praise about Scotty because he just keeps showing us more and more. Like, I almost feel like now, like, when Scotty's playing at this level, like, for them to win without Fred was really impressive. But, like, when Scotty's playing at this level, I feel like the Raptors have a chance to, like, beat anybody in any game.
Yeah, this is the most exciting part. I don't think by the way, speaking for all Raptor fans, nobody is tired of the Scotty Barnes propaganda. You understand, right? There's infinite, like, we never need to do the game preview ever on this show. We just, if we need to burn 5 minutes,
not 5, 25.
If we need to burn a whole segment, we just talk about Scotty because just look at the last 3 wins, right? Raptors beat San Antonio, Raptors beat Phoenix, Raptors beat Denver, all on the road. That San Antonio game, what turned that game around? Scotty Barnes in the third quarter took over, scored like 15 straight points or something like that. And he took that game over, right? The next game, Phoenix, last 2 minutes of the game, Scotty Barnes comes in with 3 steals. The Raptors win that game with steals. The fact that they're able to trap Devin Booker, Scotty's in the right places, playing in the gaps, getting the steal. Raptors go the other way. Either, finish plays in transition to go take the lead, or he secures possession, gives it up to someone like Gary, gets intentionally fouled, and then they clinch the game, right? 3 steals in 2 minutes, right, when the game's on the line. Then they go to Denver. Who plays that entire fourth quarter? It's Scotty, among other guys, but Scotty, most importantly. When you go back and watch the film, who's the guy who's bumping with Jokic? It's Scotty. Who's the guy who is, initiating plays? He hit a 3 at the start of that quarter. He had 2 driving layups. He had another drive where he missed it, got his own offensive rebound, kicked it to the corner, Chris Boucher for 3, right? And most importantly, he's guarding Jokic. That's not his regular assignment, man. He's got like point guard in his bio. He's guarding a center, the MVP in his house. So Scotty is not normal. He is exceptional. And since the All-Star break, I mean, what else is there to say about him, man? I mean, he's even the Rookie of the Year race thing, I don't care as much, I think, as other people do maybe on the timeline. But, like, yeah, since All-Star break, 19 points per game, 8.4 rebounds, 3.3 assists, 2 steals, a block, shooting 57% from the field. There's nothing you can nitpick about his game whatsoever. He's been phenomenal. And, yeah, even when Pascal came in at the end of that fourth quarter against Denver, it was still Scotty's turn to take over, and he still did take over.
Yeah, no, I think it's good to, we joke about, talking about Scotty and killing time, but, like, because this rookie class is so good, I almost feel like we need the context to, like, let people know that what Scotty is doing right now is not normal for a rookie.
I just described to you 3 games in a row where he swung the game.
Like, this is not what rookies do.
No.
Like, in terms of impacting winning and the things that he's doing on both ends of the floor. And we might lose sight of it because I know Evan Mobley's been playing really well for Cleveland. And you look at this rookie class, you've got Kay Cunningham, a lot of these other guys. But Scotty is really like he just keeps crushing it and just exceeding these expectations. And I feel like we keep raising the expectations for him. And now here he comes out of the All-Star break playing like an All-Star player. And, I guess my question for you is like, is it realistic to expect Scotty to continue this for the rest of the season?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
No, why not? No, seriously. When you have a gifted kid at home, all you do is put him in Kumon and make him work nonstop.
Yeah, until he's burnt out.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
it
they
becomes
did
a
to Fred.
podcaster.
Yeah. Anyways, more shout outs, Pascal, we got to get to Pascal.
Yeah.
Because he scored 20 plus points in 6 straight. And in those 6 games, he's averaging over 27 points, 7.2 rebounds, 4.7 assists, shooting over 50% from the field and 43% from 3. And also, he screamed and won for about 15 seconds on Saturday. We have the clip here. Let's play this.
Pascal, continuation. Count it. Defense was sensational, and then the opportunity in transition. Raptors want an and one.
Yeah, the Raptors definitely want an and one. He got one, by the way.
Yeah,
he did get it.
I never seen someone beg so much for an and one. We know this is part of Pascal's bag, but like he really nonstop for 15 seconds asked for the and one, and you know what? He got it. So.
Oh my
persistence pays off.
No, listen, you know what? Because there was the last game against Denver. Remember, he had 35 points. Matt Devlin came on here and said their names are because he was like he had 35 points. He drove 14 times. He got 0 free throws.
Right.
He literally got and none.
Yeah.
So this time against Denver, there we go. I can't hear this again, man. The Raptors play again tonight at 10:30. Producer, he's just dying in the background.
Shouts to man.
Anyway, it's great to see him at the free throw line. He's great to see him converting free throws too.
Yeah.
Not leaving any points on the line. Because you can't say and one 7 times and not make the free throw.
I think
if I'm the ref, I'd be looking. I'd be looking at him like, really?
I think the whole Raptors team should just start screaming and one whenever they're grabbing offensive rebounds as well.
What do you think Nick does in the practices?
I'm back on the Dennis Rodman train. Saw a lot of Rodman-esque plays in the fourth quarter.
That was the 5 Rodmans lineup.
That was the 5 Rodmans. There we go, man. Shouts to the Rodmans, man. But yeah, Pascal's been playing great. I know he came out of the All-Star break a little bit slow. He was dealing with the cold. Yeah. It's nice to see him back at this All-NBA level.
Yep.
Making this All-NBA push. We're going to make this push for Pascal, right?
No, let's do it. Listen, it's not difficult because of the fact that not only is Pascal playing really well, but the competition at forward is not as good as you think it might be. It just isn't, right? Because in my opinion, there's 4 clear-cut in this season players who will get the forward slots ahead of someone like Pascal, right? LeBron, Giannis, KD, and Tatum. KD's only going to play a maximum of 55 games, by the way. But whatever, just put that aside because obviously we know how good he is, right? 50 piece on the weekend, although it was against the Knicks, but whatever. Still, 50 piece is 50 piece. Past that, like, you compare Pascal's numbers to any of the other players available in this conversation, it's right there. It's right there. And plus the Raptors are winning and, like, look at him the other game. He had, 33 points in 3 quarters?
No, he's back. And he was playing at this level, like, before the All-Star.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is not like a aberration or anything like that. It's actually been remarkably quiet, the fact that he's played this well. And he hasn't really gotten that kind of attention. I think part of that is that, like, the Raptors have had one nationally televised game in the States.
Yeah, where they went scoreless for 8 minutes in the third, I think.
Yeah. They had some injuries. But no, but Pascal's he's been doing this, though. That's the funny thing. He's been doing this. So, I think it's great. We should celebrate what he's been doing with the team. He's had multiple big performances. You look at him against, the toughest games here against Miami, right? He showed up, double block against Jimmy Butler, right, in that triple overtime game. You saw, against Milwaukee, triple-double against Giannis going into Milwaukee and winning, right? You've seen this against Denver, the MVP, Nikola Jokic. Yeah, Jokic played well. I thought Pascal played even better than Jokic did in the first 3 quarters. So, listen, man, the case is there to be made, and we will be updating this, probably nightly. We'll see what he does tonight.
Yeah, no, I think it's good you mentioned, too, like, the competition and the teams that he's done this against, right? Like, we've seen him outplay, you mentioned Jokic, we've seen him outplay Giannis, too. Remember that win in Milwaukee? So it's not like he's just doing this, against, like, the Charlottes and the Atlantas, which, the Raptors got blown out by. So, yeah. So the Raptors are 5-5 since the All-Star break. They've lost to Charlotte, Atlanta, Detroit,
Orlando,
but
Cleveland.
but they've beaten Phoenix and Denver.
Mm-hmm.
You never know with this team. You really never know.
Yeah, the lucky thing is Detroit and Orlando aren't going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, I can't believe we're saying this, man.
No, I'm serious.
Because I really wouldn't have wanted to see Detroit in any scenario.
For real, a play-in game against Detroit. My concern meter for that game is even higher than my concern meter.
Dwayne is sending his whole team to Toronto a week before, man. And they're isolating. He's taking no chances. We still got who else? We got to shout out Gary Trent, too.
Yeah, of course. Come on.
And you were going to ignore that 2 for 13 in Denver.
That didn't happen.
It didn't matter. But on Friday, he broke out 42 points. What was this rivalry with Campaign that was going on, man? What did the Raptors do to Campaign in Quebec City, man? We need to investigate.
Okay, so to take viewers behind the scenes, you and I were there in training camp, Quebec City, where they're practicing at University de Laval.
Yeah,
and
you watched The Joker by yourself in theaters. That's what I remember. You did watch The Joker.
Okay, all right.
Was it in French or English?
To be fair, my flight was late at that night, and I had... For anyone who's gone to Quebec City, and no disrespect, I actually really like Quebec City. But
you're the ambassador for Montreal, for Quebec City. Like, you visited so many times.
I wouldn't say that,
You're
but yes, I do
ambassador.
enjoy these cities. After about 3 days, you're good. You've seen the...
We always talk about that one museum. What was that one
city,
museum that we went to?
The art museum, which, by the way, I go back to it this past summer, which was great.
There you go. You're the ambassador. The Ursuline Museum. That's what we went to.
Yeah, that was a brick. That was a hard brick.
Oh, come on, man.
What, you and I?
Respect history.
Just two bros going to see. What was it? A nunnery?
I can't remember.
Nick Nursery?
But yes. We were there for training camp.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So we were there at training camp, and so as usual, the Raptors, obviously they only have 15 roster spots. But you can bring extra guys that you signed to training camp deals just so you can have more bodies, right? In training camp, you're running practice all the time. You probably want, like, extra guys around. That was Campaign. They brought him in just to be, like, a prop, essentially. I mean, not that they didn't have some interest in him. They paid him for this time. But, like, yeah. And I don't think they had any intention of signing him. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Raptors had plenty of point guards on the roster. And it's good for him, though. He's really carved out a career in Phoenix, and obviously he played well. He contributed to the playoff run. He got another contract. He deserves all that. And honestly, he played well against the Raptors, too. But I just think that for Raptor fans, seeing Campaign roll around on the ground like that, it was a lot, man. He's just rubbing his head, too.
Yeah, there were a few plays that reminded me of your favorite game, the beautiful game of soccer, because
come on, man.
There was a couple plays where when you watch the replay, he wasn't even hit in the head. And he would just go down and grab his head. Isn't that what you saw?
Yes, I did see that. Okay, to be fair, and I don't obviously, you played soccer as well.
Oh yeah, let's not talk about that. Yeah, let's stick to basketball.
If you've ever been cleated, or if you've been kicked in the shin, or if you've been raked across the Achilles, like that actually genuinely hurts. I'm just saying.
Okay, so you're defending your beautiful game.
Yeah, I mean to some extent.
Yeah,
some
but there
people
was some there was some
whatever.
flopping going on with Campaign though.
There's a lot of flopping.
There was a lot.
Yeah.
But Gary came out the victor, 42 points.
Gary was sensational. It was good to see him come back. It was great that everyone was like, Gary's out of a shooting slump, and then the next game happened. But don't worry about the next game. I think for me, honestly, it's just when Fred is out there, he commands more defensive attention. There's less of an ability, or less of an onus put on Gary to create his own offense to sort of initiate. You got a ball handler out there. You got a better defender guarding Fred, which means a weaker defender is guarding Gary. And, there's just obviously he plays a lot better with a point guard beside him. This is my working theory, but also it's just
he's streaky too. Like he's just a streak. Like he is streaky.
He is streaky, and I think that's true. But like it's true of all jump shooters. But one thing I've really admired about Gary, because I thought for a long stretch there, in about December and January, like he missed some time, and whenever he missed time, he takes like 2 or 3 games to get back into it. But like once he got out of that like post injury little like rust, he would be consistently in that 20 range. Like if you might fluctuate between going like 5 of 17 versus like 10 of 17, but like he's usually going to give you some pretty decent scoring. I'm not sure what happened in the Nuggets game, quite honest, because it wasn't even like the Nuggets had like a shutdown perimeter defender either. Actually, the Nuggets are really bad. I'm sorry. Jokic, I really respect Jokic a lot more seeing that team up close.
If anything, man. Like every time the Nuggets lose, I feel like it strengthens Jokic's case for MVP because I don't know how they have the record that they have.
Did you see? I mean, look who they had on the floor with them at the end of the game, man.
Shouts to Bones Highland, though.
Bones Highland staring daggers into people's,
Yeah, Uncle Jeff Green.
Davon Reed.
Shouts to Austin Rivers.
Come on, man. Like Bryn Forbes, Bryn
Forbes.
Yeah.
Anyways, another great thing on the weekend is the Raptors hit 12 threes, more than 12 threes both games.
That's right.
and I was able to enjoy some free fries from McDonald's.
I think they did it just for your mom because I know how much your mom loves those.
Yes, my mom also loves the Raptors show. Can you just give my mom a shout out? She's watching right now.
Shout out to Alex's mom. What's her name? Man?
Joan. Yeah.
Joan. Shout out to Joan.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That sounded really personal.
No, what?
This sounds like when we pasted
No.
the shout outs on Friday.
Well, what's her last name?
Don't worry about it. Shouts to Ronald Lou. So speaking of McDonald's, we do have a new McDonald's sponsorship, which Will, I know you want to tell the listeners about.
Yeah, we wanted to let everyone know that for a limited time, only until March 21st, McDonald's is offering My McDonald's reward members 2 times the points on their purchases to get free McDonald's faster. And we want to celebrate this promotion by giving away $250 of McDonald's gift cards every day this week until Friday. Wow. Alex, why didn't you tell me about this?
Yeah, I'm getting my phone out right now, but get the instructions.
All right. Well, all you have to do is text the code word that we're about to give you to 590-590, and you will be entered into a chance to win $250 in a McDonald's gift cards. Alex literally has his phone out. Okay, this is great. The code word for today's episode is McDouble.
Okay, thank you.
Again, all you have to do is text the code word we're about to give you, and you can text it to 590-590. That code word is McDouble, and you will be entered into a chance to win $250 in McDonald's gift cards. Alex, you've literally done this. This is great. So I think that's a good spot for us to take a break. I'm your host, Will Lou. You've been listening to The Raptors Show, powered by DoorDash on Sportsnet 590, The Fan. back to the Raptors Show, powered by DoorDash on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. I'm your host, Will Lou. I continue to be joined by producer and co-host Alex Wong, who is texting once again the code word McDouble to 590. But Alex, what's going on, man?
Yeah, I'm just checking to see if they got back to me to pick a winner, but I think this is running for the rest of the week. So, you challenged me a few weeks ago when I wore my speed hat. You were skiing, but you were somehow watching the YouTube stream because I know you're such a dedicated listener to your own show. And then you said, Alex, can you please just wear another hat? And since then, because I take like the smallest things really personally, that's just part of who I am.
You're a very sensitive person.
Yeah, like I went into my closet, took a photo.
You literally went into your bag.
I went into my bag and pulling out hats, but I've realized that I need more storage space.
Oh,
so
okay.
We do have another thing that we want to tell you about with Access Storage. If you need extra space, Access Storage has affordable storage solutions at a store near you. Try 4 weeks for free. Details at accessstorage.ca. And Access Storage is giving away an incredible Raptors prize bundle for their staycation giveaway, which includes 4 tickets to the Raptors game this Friday on March 18th against the Los Angeles Lakers. And they're providing 2 hotel rooms at Delta Toronto by Marriott and 4 Raptors jerseys.
Wow.
So you and your group can arrive in style to the game. All you have to do is listen for the code word that we're going to give you in today, tomorrow, and Wednesday's episode, and text each code word to 590 to be entered for a chance to win. Also, visit sportsnet.ca/contest for more details. So again, all you have to do is text the code word that we're going to give you right now, and also the different code words tomorrow and Wednesday. Text them to 590 for a chance to win. Today's code word is Barnes. So make sure you text in. Man, that's a pretty good prize package.
Barnes isn't Scotty Barnes, not just like multiple Barn.
Right. Yes.
Just to be clear.
What's going on,
No,
man?
I just
Stick
mean
to the
like,
script.
if you have
yeah,
without the E.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Anyway,
Producer's question.
Yes, with the E, Scotty
4
Barnes.
Raps jerseys. If you got to pick 4 Raps jerseys, if you got to pick right
4
now,
on the team?
Which 4 would you pick?
That's a really good question.
You got to start with Utah Watanabe. No?
Oh, okay.
No, okay,
all right.
okay.
Just,
No Utah-friendly
that's
program.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, shouts to Takashi.
Okay, all right, man.
Yeah.
We don't have to stereotype me right away. Obviously, my favorite player, Chris Boucher.
Yes.
Numero Van Sank.
Yes.
Gotta get
I'm
that
hoping
Chris
when you
Boucher
go
jersey.
on his podcast, maybe they'll have a little gift package for you. A
My
Boucher
boy
jersey.
William.
Have you ever been paid to do a podcast? Anyway, no, this one actually. But honestly, you definitely got to get the Scotty Barnes jersey.
Yes.
I think. I mean,
realistically,
this is just like
yes.
a must-have,
Realistically,
really.
Yes.
I think just for the fact that I'm from the West End of Toronto, you got to get the Delano Banton jersey.
Yes.
I think especially the Welcome Home edition would be fantastic.
Okay, getting real specific.
I'm gonna get Chris's jersey, and the reason for that is I already have a Pascal jersey, and so I would obviously want to get Pascal's as well.
Is that the bootleg one? Because you told me you had a bootleg DeRozan
Listen, man,
jersey from back in the day. Yeah.
I have 2 of those. Okay,
yeah.
2
So,
unofficial
Just want
DeRozan
listeners
jerseys.
to know that. Yeah.
Listen, man, I'm
Whenever Will wears a jersey, check the font, see if it's like
come on, man.
Okay,
What are you
anyway.
doing?
Okay, anyways,
All right.
yeah.
In any case, and then the last jersey.
I can't believe this is so tough for you. I feel like this would have been easy.
There's
for
just
you.
lots of good picks.
No,
man.
that's fair.
Like you can get a Fred one, you can get an OG.
A Gary one would be cool.
You know what? A Gary one would be cool. Yeah,
You
actually.
a sucker.
Oh, okay. All right. Damn.
Yeah,
Gary Trent Sr.
Show some producer. Yeah, I'm gonna text Gary Trent Sr. this week.
Can I put Senior on the back though?
Oh, so you want a senior jersey?
Yes.
You want a Gary Trent Sr.
You know what I want actually? A reversible, because in honor of actually Gary wearing the reversible.
Oh, okay.
Reversible jersey that says Gary Trent Jr. on the front, and you flip it over, it says Gary Trent Sr. on the back.
I want you to get one of those fur coats too.
Oh, okay, all right, man.
Yeah.
Is that part of this bundle? Like, damn.
Yeah, no, we might
It's
gotta
not.
talk to Access
clear.
Storage about. Yeah, it's not clear. Yeah, so make sure you text 590 Barnes for a chance to win this great prize bundle. Before we get back to the Raptors, just had a couple random things I wanted to run by you. Will.
Oh, okay, I thought you were gonna give me your 4 jerseys, but no.
Oh, okay. David Johnson, Utah Watanabe, Svi Mihailuk, and man, this is tough for me. Who else? And a Goran Dragic.
Oh,
So there we go.
Very good.
Adding to my Matt
Very
Thomas,
good.
my Jalen Harris,
Yeah.
my Shun Yamaguchi.
No, you're trying to collect the Raptors 905, man.
Yeah, honestly, Raptors 905 jerseys are sick. They should put more of those. I want them to put a throwback Raptors 905 Fred and Pascal bundle jersey because
Sure, yeah.
I think those would be super cool. But anyways, Greg Popovich failed to set the record against the Raptors last week. all-time wins for NBA head coach, but did so on Friday with a win over the Utah Jazz. And there was this Twitter thread going around where someone posted just quotes from other NBA coaches talking about Pop's influence. And James Borrego, who worked with Pop, shared a story about when he first worked with Greg Popovich. He said, quote, "He's a mentor, a friend, someone that believed in me and grew me. But then he also said, in my first year, he didn't even know my name, so he just called me Ray Romano the whole year."
I mean, to be fair, he does kind of look like Ray Romano.
He does, but I just want to know, is this an HR violation? Like, you shouldn't be able to go to work and just call someone a different name for a whole year.
Let me ask you this.
Oh, man.
When the Raptors, last season, when they were in Tampa, we were in these Zoom calls. I mean, when I was in these Zoom calls and you were like, yeah, I'm here too, right? And they asked the players about Yuta Watanabe. And Kyle Lowry said, "You mean Bobby Webster?" Is that an HR violation?
We talked about this. We did talk about this off air.
Because it's the same thing.
Did you feel a way about it when you heard that?
I don't think he looks like Bobby, man. I'm sorry. He just doesn't. I'm sorry.
So, to me,
I can tell us apart.
Yeah, no, I just don't think, I feel like that's an HR violation.
Yeah, but you know what? Speaking to the bigger picture of this, so I mean, I had this discussion with Vivek last week about, who is the greatest coach of all time, right? And I think we both kind of agreed that we would ultimately pick Phil.
Yep.
Because of the rings, because of the higher win percentage, whatever, right? The thing that I kind of forgot to include with the Pop discussion is just like his coaching tree is like a forest. And Phil Jackson's coaching tree
is Kurt Rambis.
Okay, yeah. So,
no, look at the
kind of just died on the vine.
Look at the finals last year, right? Mike Budenholzer came from the Spurs system. Monty Williams played for Pop in San Antonio. And obviously there's so many other examples.
Well, and you're referencing this Twitter thread that went around. Like, that kind of where it set into me. I was like, that's right. All these guys would have nice things to say about him because either Pop inspired them, which whatever. I'm sure Phil Jackson also inspired a lot of people. I'm not trying to take that away from him. But in terms of directly who he's influenced in the league, I honestly, like half the coaches in the league might have some direct relationship to Pop, having played for him or played been part of his coaching staff. So I think that also has to factor into your legacy, because your legacy is really, people come and go, but it's really like how many people remember you and how many people influenced or by you and how many people you've touched. And Pop has done that for so many coaches around the league. So congratulations to Pop. It was a great moment. It was great seeing DeJounte Murray hug him and give him the game ball, and like everybody in the Spurs locker room showered him.
Jakob Poeltl as well was thrilled for Pop. Shout out to Jakob.
Yeah. So listen, I was really happy that didn't come against the Raptors.
No, we don't need records set against us.
No,
that has already happened before. So we don't. So wait, are you taking Pop?
I'm still not.
You're still taking Phil Jackson.
I just got to acknowledge that Pop is. Okay. He has a way bigger coaching tree.
I think I would take Phil Jackson too, for the record.
Yeah, why?
I think that's the right pick.
You're around for those days. Why?
Yeah, I was around. I remember when Pop was hired as head coach for the Spurs. Like, I remember those days. They were like 8 and 9, and there was a game in Utah where he was about to be fired. But anyways, that was in 1997.
Okay.
Where were you in 1997? What were you doing in 1997?
What was I doing in 1997? I was probably going to grade 1 in Tianjin or something like that.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Wait, were you born, what 91?
92.
Okay.
I guess I was in preschool. I don't know.
Yeah.
In any case, yeah. I'm probably learning the times table, because that's usually when they start teaching that.
In any case, Will, because I know you love all sports, not just basketball. I don't know if you saw this news item last week. Atlanta Falcons player Calvin Ridley was suspended for the entire season because while he was injured, he was gambling on NFL games. Reportedly had a 3-game, 5-game, and 8-game parlay, which included his own team, the Atlanta Falcons. Now, mind you, the context is he wasn't playing, okay? So he wasn't able to influence these games. And we know that gambling is such a huge part of not just the sports world, but of this show as well. We always talk about gambling.
Sure.
So cap or no cap on this in terms of him being suspended for this, even though he wasn't fixing games or influencing the games?
I mean, this is a very fairly reasonable result.
I don't know.
It's part of the rules of the game. You're not supposed to bet on the games. That's it. That's the only stipulation. Listen. How much does he get paid?
He's a millionaire.
Okay. You could just.
But sometimes you just want to get an 8-game parlay in.
That's great, man. The NBA exists. I guess MLB wasn't happening. Maybe bet on hockey or something. I don't know. There's just ways around this. This is a very avoidable situation. I know you disagree with this.
No,
but,
I support all gamblers. And lastly, shouts to
this is come on, man.
shouts to Takashi Shibata.
That's right. He was on the podcast this
Had
weekend.
a chance to chat with him on the Saturday show. Everybody check out the podcast feed. And he revealed to me, I was surprised, that he's been playing Mahjong for 3 decades.
Yes, that's right.
So if he gets to Toronto, we have agreed that we're going to set up some kind of Mahjong tournament. Definitely got to get you involved.
Yeah,
probably get your dad involved. Like I know.
Oh,
I know
no. If you get my dad involved, he will literally. He'll take all our money. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, let's get him involved.
I might have beaten him once in well, it's not true. It's Mahjong, so the game is much more even. You really can't go on like a 30-game win streak against somebody, but I probably win like 1 in every 10 tries against my dad.
Okay, so he's
really good.
So he's a Mahjong savant. But I was thinking maybe in the off season we can organize like an official Raptor Show Mahjong tournament for charity or something.
All right.
Do you want to do that?
What do you mean? Do I want to do that? Of course I want to do that.
I was thinking we could use you for like appearance too. Like like if fans want to take photos with you, it'd be like $5, and that all goes to charity though. We're not collecting.
Oh
money.
yeah, then I'm totally down. But
okay,
otherwise you can get it for free as well.
yeah. People just show up to Scotiabank Arena. Will's usually around 6 to 7 p.m.
Yeah, find me beside Leela's. Getting the jerk chicken roti.
Yeah,
You'll
just give me your phone. I will take the photo for you. This actually happens.
He's not even kidding.
Every time.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the Raptors. So the race for the 6th seed apparently is back on because of these 2 wins, and the Cavs have been struggling. So now the Raptors are only 1 game back as we get towards the final 3 weeks, 4 weeks of this regular season. So the Cleveland is starting a 5-game homestand tonight against the Clippers. They will play the Sixers on Wednesday. Friday, they host Denver. Saturday against Detroit. The Raptors play in LA this week to start at the Lakers tonight, at the Clippers on Wednesday. They come home and play the Lakers again on Friday and then go to Philly on Saturday. How are you feeling right now about this race for the 6th seed? Do you think the Raptors have a good chance to get out of the play-in?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was looking bleak right after the Raptors lost to Cleveland. I think last week or maybe the week before, and it's like, they lost a tiebreaker. You look at the games in the context in which they came in. 1 game, the Raptors were missing a couple of starters, and Scotty Barnes missed a tip-in at the end there. Literally could have flipped the game just on that tip-in. That didn't go in. Then there was the boxing game, which should not count, towards the standings. I'm sorry, man, but if the game's top 2 options for the Raptors are Svi Mihajlovic and Chris Boucher, that game should not count. There were 4 guys that just signed off the street.
And that is the difference between the Cavs and the Raptors right now.
That 1 game on Boxing Day, which is a complete sham, is the difference. So, and then the last game they played. I mean, look, I understand what this looks like, complaining about injuries against Cleveland, who have probably had twice the amount of injuries as the Raptors. I do sympathize with them a lot. Part of their slide right now is based on the fact that they've got guys hurt. We saw in the last game that they played against the Raptors, Jarrett Allen went down. He's one of their all-stars. But having said that, though, I have no sympathy whatsoever. Let's go catch them. The Raptors play the Cavs March 24. That's a must-win for me.
No, that's a must-win. And I think we talk so much about the Rookie of the Year race, too. I think if the Raptors finish ahead of the Cavs, then the Rookie of the Year should go to Scotty Barnes.
You would say that, but again, people have just had it in their minds all season. Evan Mobley's better. He's the leading candidate. He's the leading candidate. And when you hold this thought in your mind for 4 months, it's going to be hard for people to come off of it, even though they might look at the record and say, wow, Scotty shoots a better percentage from the field, shoots a better percentage from 3, scores more points, rebounds the ball, pretty much the same, more assists.
He's single-handedly carrying them to wins right now.
Yeah, but come on, Mobley's also really damn good, man.
Yeah, but we got to be biased.
You're right. You're right. And as I'm going to recycle the argument I used after the Raptors lost to Cleveland, Mobley did not score on Barnes, but Barnes can score on Mobley.
Okay, I like that.
Does that work for you? I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't even mind if it was just like a co-Rookie of the Year situation.
Oh, okay, like Jason Kidd and Grant Hill. Do you remember that?
I remember that. Yeah. I remember that. Was that 94?
Yeah,
Illmatic just dropped.
What? What's going on, man? How much do you know about the 90s?
Whatever I researched.
What was your favorite show during the 90s? It was Friends, probably. I think it's Friends.
CCTV 5.
Okay, so last week we introduced the Nets play-in concern meter.
Yes,
so,
that's right.
So yesterday, you referenced this in the first half of the show. The Nets beat the Knicks at home. Kevin Durant had 53 points, while Kyrie Irving watched courtside because he is still not allowed, based on the New York City mandates, to play because he's an unvaccinated employee of the team. So as of right now, he is unavailable for 10 of the final 14 Nets games. And after the game, Kevin Durant actually called out New York Mayor Eric Adams on his vaccine mandate. So we have the clip here. We can play that.
It's ridiculous. Like, I don't understand it at all. I mean, it's a few people in our arena that's unvaxxed, right? Like, they lifted all of that in our arena, right? So I don't get it.
It's a second mandate that says he can come in but can't play.
I don't get it. It just feels like at this point now, somebody's trying to make a statement or a point to flex their authority. But, everybody out here looking for attention, and that's what I feel like the mayor wants right now, some attention, But he'll figure it out soon. He better. But it just didn't make any sense. Like, there's unvaxxed people in this building already. We got a guy who can come into the building. I guess, are they fearing our safety? I don't get it. So, yeah, we're all confused. Pretty much everybody in the world is confused at this point. Early on in the season, people didn't understand what was going on, but now it just looks stupid. So hopefully, Eric, you got to figure this out.
So before I get your reaction, and we can talk about, the implications for potential Raptors Nets, ESPN's Mike Wilbon heard this reaction from KD, and here's what he said.
Kevin Durant is too aware and too plugged in to say something that impertinent. What's the point of that? Want some attention? You want to call out somebody? Call out your teammate. Tell him to get a shot. Because he's got plenty of them, because he couldn't have gone to grade school in metropolitan New York without vaccines. I mean, all these guys want to be so irresponsible and not accountable enough to look at this dude and tell him, you want to play with us? Put a shot in your arm. The vaccine is not about attention. People died, hundreds of thousands of them, from this virus. And you think the mayor of New York needs to attend to a basketball team's needs, your needs, before he needs to attend to the needs of a metropolitan area, the biggest in America? Are you kidding me? I mean, Kevin Durant, there's some knuckleheads who would say stuff like this. I'd probably let it go. Kevin Durant is too smart and too plugged in. Everybody wants to tell you how woke they are, and then I got to hear something like that? That's offensive. Stop.
So the Nets got two guys who need to take a shot, Ben Simmons and Kyrie Irving as well. But yeah, no, like it's interesting because as we're coming down the stretch now, like we've been talking about the storyline for so long, and this really does directly impact the Raptors in terms of what's going to happen in the play-in tournament. If everything stays the same and the Raptors don't get out of the play-in, Kyrie Irving is not going to play in the Toronto-Brooklyn play-in game, whether it's here or in Brooklyn.
Unless he wants to quarantine for 2 weeks.
That was a really good idea, actually.
I mean, he could also just get the vaccine.
Yes.
But he's stated repeatedly he doesn't want to get it. That's fine. That's a personal choice, to be fair. And if he wants to do that, that's fine. I guess the consequences is that, I mean, look, you need to take any decision. There are consequences to that. And the consequence right now is that he can't play. And, of course, the rules don't fully align at the moment, and I can understand their frustration. But it is what it is. Like, that's the situation. There is actually a very easy way around this.
There's a clear solution to this.
So, but in any case, as a Raptor fan, don't change the policy.
Right.
Keep Kyrie out of that playing game. Right. Period. Have you seen Kyrie play?
Yeah.
Kyrie, so last season, Kyrie played, and I don't know how this didn't get more like spoken about. He was 50, 40, 90, 50% from the field, 40% from three, 90% from the free throw line, averaging 28 a game. Listen, just the only way to stop him is to not let him come.
Yeah. So you're saying let's revisit these mandates in July.
That's not my opinion. My opinion has no weight on this specific scenario, other than just like as a Raptor fan, and if the Raptors get into that 7-8 game, which will be hosted in Toronto, I would like the situation to stay the same.
Yep. Yeah. So what's your concern meter right now? The Nets won another game yesterday. The Raptors are rolling a little bit here, a couple wins. Has that changed your concern?
My concern meter is still the same. I think when I say 8 out of 10. Okay. Yeah, it's still 8 out of 10 for me. I mean, like, look at them. I just don't want to see KD, even if it's just KD, which it most likely will be.
That is scary enough.
That's already scary enough.
I'm not trying to see KD.
I understand that the Raptors can't really compete with them, but like a one-game scenario is just, I don't even want to get into a one-game scenario. Forget the fact that it's just the Nets. I don't want to get into it with any team. So let's get that 6th seed, man. Let's get Cleveland out of here.
Yeah, let's get Cleveland out of here for once. I would love that.
Let's get Cleveland out of here, man. Please. Let's take the Rookie of the Year race. Let's take the 6th seed. Let's put them in the play-in game. I love it, man.
Let's do
They
it.
got injuries. Who cares?
One person who doesn't seem concerned about the Raptors having to play a one-game play-in is ESPN's Doris Burke. She said this on the broadcast of the Nets game yesterday.
Please, you understand this. If you're the Brooklyn Nets, I want zero part of playing a Nick Nurse coach team with that championship culture, how hard they play, the lineups they can throw at you. I want no part of having to go to Toronto and win a basketball game because I'm in the play-in. Like these final 18 games here, you got to get yourself out of the play-in.
I thought she, by the way, when she said I thought she was going to say Andre Iguodala. I thought she said.
You're so obsessed with that.
No, I really thought she was going to say Iguodala. I want Iguodala.
I want Iguodala.
Yeah, so she prefaced it with the same cadence. I think ESPN has like a training camp for how they want to present their desires. Yeah, I respect what Doris has said there. I think she's absolutely right. I think, like, first off, the playing scenario, like, you don't really want to get in this situation against Nick Nurse. What do you say against Denver? The second half of back-to-back? I mean, like, how much time do you think the Raptors even had to prepare for that game? And then he's like, yeah, I had like 13 schemes. This might have like 26 schemes. He might play a different one every 2 minutes, man. You never know with Nick. No, but seriously, though, like, I think, yeah, it would be a dangerous scenario.
Coach the team.
Yo, the coach is coaching the team. Can we talk about what Nick Nurse has been doing of late? But, yeah, I'm sure the Nets don't want to get in this scenario as well. But I mean, this is. Can we abolish the play-in tournament? Like, I don't know. The whole play-in thing makes me really nervous.
I can see the stress on your face.
One-game playoff.
Yeah, every time we talk about the Nets, you get so stressed.
Unnecessary stress. The Raptors have played all season as one of the 8 best teams in the Eastern Conference. Why is it now in jeopardy that they can't play a whole playoff series?
Yeah, you're LeBron right now. You're like, whoever came up with this should be fired.
No, LeBron definitely doesn't want the play-in tournament right now because all he wants to do is go home. He wants the season to end.
No, he doesn't want to go home. He wants to take every shot. He wants to get that scoring record. Yeah, so Raptors, Lakers tonight. I don't know if you saw that Lakers game yesterday, but yeah, they seem to have checked out. But, it's LeBron. You never know. But Raptors have done really well in the Lakers-LeBron era.
Damn.
So
someone in year 19 checking out?
Why are you staring at me, man?
Why am I not staring at you, man? You know what I'm talking about.
By the way, see you Thursday.
Yeah, that's what LeBron's saying, man.
I'm producing.
I really hope LeBron rests this game, though, because I you know what? Listen, they're a wounded animal, but, like, they're still dangerous.
It's always LeBron. It's LeBron.
Exactly.
It's LeBron.
Yeah, so. All right, that does it for us today. I've been your host, Will Lou. You've been listening to The Raptors Show, powered by DoorDash on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Make sure you find The Raptors Show wherever you listen to podcasts and subscribe, and please rate and review our show. A reminder, we're streaming live on Sportsnet's YouTube channel and on Sportsnet 360 Monday to Friday between 2 and 3 p.m. Thanks, man, to my producer and co-host, Alex Wong, to our board producer, Derek Brandeo, and Jennifer Rolnick for helping us behind the scenes with the YouTube stream. I will talk to you soon.